Hi everyone, my name is Moni.
And I'm Naveen from Before You Play.
And today we're going to be showcasing Beth Sobel's new River and Stone deck of playing cards by showing you how to play a game of Cribbage.
Yeah, Beth Sobel, if you're not familiar with her, she is pretty prolific in the board game industry. She has done art and illustration for a number of games that are very popular. Wingspan, Viticulture, Calico, Arboretum, and most recently, Cascadia.
That's right. And so for the past several years, she has been working on illustrating this deck of playing cards called the River and Stone deck. It is a standard deck of 54 cards, but they are uniquely illustrated so that each suit is themed in the art style of Beth Sobel's work.
Now, we do want to mention that this deck of cards is a prototype. From what we understand, in the future, the quality will be improved. Also, the Kickstarter does go live on September 21st, so if you are interested in checking out this deck, there will be a link in the description down below.
And with that, I think we're ready to teach you Cribbage, right?
Yep.
All right, so if you please direct your attention to the center of the table, we're all set up here for a two-player game of Cribbage. You can see we have the iconic Cribbage board, which is really a scoreboard.
It is.
As well as our River and Stone deck of playing cards over here. And so if you're not familiar with Cribbage, this is a very classic game. It spans a few hundred years.
1630 from what we understand.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Was invented.
And so the basic premise of this game is we're going to be playing cards back and forth in the efforts to try to score 121 points.
It's essentially a race to that score.
And so first things first, the iconic Cribbage board over here. Like I was mentioning earlier, this is our scoreboard. And so the board is divided into two halves, and each half consists of 60 of these holes for our pegs. Whenever I score points, I'm going to be moving my pegs along my half of the board. And so for example, if I were to score 4 points, then I would just move my peg up 4 holes. If I were to score another 2 points, then I would move my second peg 2 points further up the board. And so one peg is always going to show my current score, while the other one shows my previous score.
Yep.
Whichever player circles their half of the board twice first is the winner. Now that we understand how the scoreboard works, the first thing that happens is we have to decide who the dealer is. Cut the deck. I've cut mine.
I cut mine as well.
And reveal. And whoever has the lowest number is going to be the dealer. And in this case,
6.
It's Naveen. So then Naveen will take the entire deck here and give it a good shuffle.
It is important to note, in this game, aces are the lowest number. They are valued 1.
That's right. And king is high.
King is high.
All faces, jack, queen, and king, are all worth a value of 10 each.
That's right. All right, miss, would you like to cut the deck, please?
Yes, I would. Probably the most important step, right?
Yes.
No cheating.
No cheating.
All right, and so as the dealer is going to deal out a hand of 6 cards to each player. We're not going to keep all of our cards, as you'll soon see, but that is our starting decision. The way that the round works is we're going to be playing cards, and at the end of the round, we are each going to score our hand of 4 cards each. As the dealer gets a bonus 4-card hand called the crib. And so in order for us to form this crib, each player is going to donate 2 cards from their hand into the crib.
Right.
With that being said, since I'm not the dealer and I'm not going to get to score this bonus hand, I'm going to want to give him 2 cards that, in my opinion, are not going to be very good.
Okay.
And so that'll make more sense once you understand how scoring works. And so here are the 2 cards for your crib.
Okay, these 2 cards go to my crib, and these are the 2 cards that I'm going to contribute to my crib. So I have a total of 4 cards here.
Then, before you actually start the round, the person who is not the dealer gets to cut the deck a final time, while the dealer flips over the top card of the lower stack.
Okay.
And that is our starting card.
Perfect. So
Called the starter, actually.
The starter, yep, that's it.
Yes.
There it goes.
Featuring the art, of course, from Beth Sobel. If this were to be a jack, then the dealer would get an automatic 2 points. That is just a cribbage rule.
Yeah. It's called his heels.
Yes. And so now the round actually begins with me, the non-dealer. I'm going to start by playing a card in front of me, saying the number out loud. And so maybe I'll start with this ace for 1. And then Naveen is going to play a card in front of himself as well, saying the total sum of both of our cards.
That's right. So I'll say 11.
Then I'll play my 7 for 18.
Okay. 10 for 28.
Yes, because that is the total sum of all the cards played.
Exactly.
And so we're going to essentially be playing cards back and forth, trying not to break 31. And so actually I can continue going because I have another ace here for 29. So Naveen can only play either another ace or a 2, because remember, we cannot go past 31.
That's right. Because I don't, I will say the word go.
And once the player says go, that means their opponent can play as many cards from their hand as they're able to without breaking 31. And since I can't play another card that'll keep us under 31, then this hand will end. And since I was the player who played the last card, I score a point. And so it would be 1 for go. If in playing my last card, I was actually able to hit exactly 31, then I would instead score 2 points.
That's right.
Then starting with the player who called go, we're going to finish out the rest of our hand by doing the exact same thing. 17.
27.
I'm out of cards, so I am required to say go.
Yep, I get 1 for go.
Perfect. And then at this point, the round ends, and we will score each of our hands, starting with the non-dealer. I will score my hand, then Naveen, the dealer, scores his hand, and then finally his crib.
That's right.
But before we talk about scoring our hands, let's talk about how you score in-round points. So there are also several different ways for you to score points during the round. The first of which is by playing the card that totals the sum to 15.
15 for 2.
And that scores you 2 points. You score points for matching card numbers. Pair will get you 2 points. Pair for 2. A triplet, 6 points.
3 for 6.
Ooh. And 8. A 4, 12 points.
Mm-hmm.
And last but not least, you score points for a run or a straight with a minimum hand of 3 cards,
19,
scoring 1 point
3.
per card. And these cards can be out of order. 26, run for 4. And we'll also be using all 3 of these different scoring criteria when we score our individual hands at the end of the round. Now let's go back to our original example so that we can score our hands. And so as we were showcasing, the starter is also going to be used in combination with the cards in our hand in order to score us points.
Yep.
So starting with my hand, the non-dealer, I'm going to score for all of my combinations of 15. And so for my hand, I only see 2 different combinations of 15, right? I can do 7-7 ace as well as 7-7 ace.
Yes.
And so each 15 is going to score me 2 points each. So that's 15 for 2 and another 15 for 2.
Right.
Next, I'll score my pairs. And so I have 2 separate instances of pairs, the 2 aces and the 2 sevens. So it's a pair for 2 and another pair for 2. After that, I would look for any runs or straights. And I don't see any here.
Nope.
And then something that is specific to the hand scoring is you can also score flushes. And that's any 4-card hand, minimum 4 cards that all have the same suit. In my hand, I don't have a flush that I can see.
It's hard to do it when you have pairs.
Yes, we're skipping that criteria. And last but not least, if I had any jacks in my hand that match the suit of the starter card, then I would score a point for what you call the knob. And my hand did not consist of any jacks, so that is it for scoring my hand.
That's right.
Now we move on to the dealer for the dealer's first hand over here.
Yes. Okay. So we look for 15s first.
Yep.
Had this 4 been a 5, this would have been excellent. However, it is not.
You have all 10s.
I have all 10. So if that was a 5, then I would have scored 4 different 15s.
Yeah.
Because I could have made different combinations. So I have nothing in 15s. But I do score pairs. So I have 2 10s. So I get 2 points there.
Yep.
And then now we do have a run here. So I have 2 different runs, technically. I have 10 Jack Queen. So that's for 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I have 10 Jack Queen for another 3. So 1, 2, 3.
Nice.
And that's how I score that particular hand.
Nice. Yep. No flush.
I was short of 1 flush. Had this turned up as a diamond, then I would have had a flush.
Yeah. And Naveen does have a jack, but it is not the same suit as the starter card.
Correct.
So no knob.
No knob. Yeah. So now we can kind of disregard the rest of this hand here, and now we're going to go into scoring the crib.
So go ahead and reveal your crib.
All right, what do
and
I
now
have?
The dealer just gets these bonus points for the crib hand
That's
here.
right.
Hopefully I toss some terrible cards that will not score you any points.
So starting with my 15s, I think the only one I see here is this 9-6 to make it 2 for 15. So
Right.
1, 2. I don't have any pairs.
Nope.
I do definitely see I have a straight
Yes.
or a run. So I have an 8, 9, 10
That's
for
right.
3.
That's nice.
1, 2, 3. And unfortunately, this 4 never came into play for me to help me out here.
No flush and no
flush
jack.
And no jack.
So that is the end of scoring that round. Then we would just reshuffle and I will become the dealer and I will have my own hand, a crib hand as well.
That's right.
And so play continues like this until somebody has hit 121 points, and at that point, that player is the winner. And that's how you play Cribbage. And so once again, the deck of cards that we're showcasing in this video are the River and Stone deck of playing cards by board game illustrator Beth Sobel. They're coming to Kickstarter on September 21st, and we are including a link down below to her Kickstarter campaign, so you can check it out.
So thank you all so much for watching the video. We hope it was helpful. If you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, please consider subscribing.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.